Under new Biden proposal, salaried workers earning up to 55,000 cuckbucks dollars, fake fiat liabilities, per year could get overtime pay. We have this. We have Visa and MasterCard prepare to raise credit card fees once again. We had Vivek a while ago, a video I forgot to have. I believe it was PayPal, LinkedIn. Let me see here in my notes actually. LinkedIn censoring his account, and again more censorship there. We have Joe Manchin and daughter Heather, I believe Heather Manchin, pitch $100 million project to boost centrist policies, and Verizon and AT&T and T-Mobile want to access your bank account. More ESG ads, um, just article after article of absolute trash. Tesla now getting sued. SpaceX getting sued by, they're in a rocket program. You can't have foreigners in your program, but yeah, they're getting sued over it. Tesla now getting sued over a glass house project. Is that not, a simulation winking at you, throwing stones at a glass house? My goodness, what are we doing here? The clown world we are in this is only enabled, folks, by fiat. This is why we harp on this every single day, over and over and over and over and over again, because fiat is what allows the people at the top to steal your time and energy right away from you, silently and efficiently, without really anyone knowing. And they get to take that wealth and they get to blow it back into your face through propaganda, through media campaigns, marketing campaigns, corporate advertising campaigns, through you name it, through Disney, through movies, through sporting events, slogans and end zones. Everything is all back to that. If the ability for them to print currency at the governmental level, the Federal Reserve, and the commercial banking system to just give out loans to anyone with a pulse, if that dried up and that ability was gone, and there had to be merit in your lending, it was equity based and not debt based, this would all dry up. You would not be getting beat over the head with this cultural war garbage, the destruction of the family. All these things would go away because only the things that made sense and made money and had merit would win. That's what happens in an equity-based sound money system, which we've never had before. We've never been able to have it. The closest we had was gold and silver, but even that was able to be diluted. It's hard to move over space, so it would get centralized, and then people would issue claim checks. They'd enable notes of paper to be put out into the world, dollar bills, think IOUs, and then they would print too many of those claim checks, and there'd be bank runs. This happened over and over for thousands and thousands of years. Now we finally have an answer. We finally discovered an answer 15 years ago, the purest money we've ever had. We finally have the answer, and we are still, as human beings, have to be deluged with this moronic theater, culture war, misinformation wars, bio wars, over and over, psyops, just getting ramrodded down your throat, all this garbage. And you don't have to, government, when technology increases, when things increase and your life gets easier and better, prices should come down because there's competition in the market. Things shouldn't go up in price. That's a debt-based system. That means there's something wrong with your society, something wrong with the system. You can have fluctuations in price here and there, 5-10% here and there of society, right? But it shouldn't be 95+% of society that's raising rates, constantly raising fees and things like that. Again, I give this example a lot. If the iPhone creator, Apple, 10 years ago would have sold their iPhone for Bitcoin and had 10,000 Bitcoin instead of the pizza guy, Laszlo, right? If they would have got 10,000 Bitcoin for one iPhone, or just say even one Bitcoin for the iPhone then, and it was worth only 1 cent then, or $1, but now it's worth $26,000, and they only had one Bitcoin. But again, think if they had 10,000, 100,000, and that grew by 26,000, grew 26,000x, or what is that, 260,000 or 2.6 million x? If it was 1 cent or $1 starting out, and they just held that on the balance sheet, do you think they would really be trying to beat you over the head with more products, with products that fail after 2 years, so that way you had to buy more? No. They'd be getting wealthier over time by spending their time and energy on creating the best customer service, the best product, the best value. And that way you didn't have to buy that again. They could then go start changing the world in other ways. They could go invent other things because they're getting wealthier with the money, the true money, the purest money they've ever received in Bitcoin 10 years ago. And it keeps gaining in purchasing power. They can then spend their time over the last 10 years instead of just little incremental changes in their phone and, a little battery and screwing you over here and there to sell you another one 2 years later to keep getting more fiat because that fiat keeps going down in value. So I have to keep accumulating more, just like a family does or a single person or whatever. They could then spend that last 10 years on true innovation, on maybe we could be at Mars already. Maybe we could be on other planets. Think of all that now. Extrapolate that all out to other companies, to other human beings. If every single person had the ability to sell something once or time and energy one time and accumulate the hardest money ever, that it grows in purchasing power over time. Think about that. Think about where we'd be in society if we all were doing that, not just one company or one person, but extrapolate that out to 100,000 people, 1,000,000 people, 1,000,000,000 people. That's what we're talking about. Instead, we are hit with things like this, where we're keeping society down by printing of currency. Inflation is only the monetary expansion through government. That's it. Monetary expansion, the printing of currency into the ecosystem. That is all it is. Rising prices are a symptom of inflation. Supply chains breaking down, wars, Putin price hikes. Those are all symptoms of inflation. That's what happens when you f with the currency through the government, and they enable banking system or whatever to do these things and be proxies for them. That's what happens. Period. End of story. All these things go away. Can you imagine living in a world where you see good news, you see good things because people are happy and they're satisfied and they're grateful? We're living in a nightmare right now that doesn't have to be. It's so sad and so sick and so disgusting. And I'm not here saying Bitcoin is going to fix everything on Earth. It's not. We're still human beings, but it's going to clean up so much of the garbage. It's going to start changing human beings, and to the point where they can then have their time back and they can start doing things that they are called to do and they are passionate about and serving other people. And the abundance that comes from that will be able to give people their time back, their time and energy, so they're not having too much month at the end of their money and scrounging around and trying to take 3 jobs or on government assistance or taking from others, stealing, whatever it might be. That's the world we could be living in. And it's so frustrating to see article after article, to come in here every day and see these articles in these schemes, the arson becoming the firefighter, creating all these problems just so they can come in with ridiculous policies just to steal more of your time and energy, to enrich themselves. This is what they're doing. They're enriching themselves, their buddies, their friends, their associates, their peers, their revolving door of politics. We don't know where any of this cash goes. When we have a $780 or $800 billion military budget, where they can't even audit it. They haven't been able to audit it in years. They don't even know. They admitted to losing a lot of the cash. Where does it go? We don't even know. And then the politicians just voted an amendment down to audit the Ukraine cash, to not know where that's going. How in the world is that okay to an adult? To someone over 10 years old, over 15, 20 years old? How is that even okay? How is that even remotely possible? No one stands up and says a thing. Please share this out, because we have the answer. If we didn't have the answer to this, it would be tough. It'd be tough, but we have the answer. The answer is here, and it's gaining momentum and gaining steam every single day. The fundamentals grow stronger and stronger and stronger every single day. That's the beautiful part. So please share this out. The algorithm hates truth, so please share this out. The only real shot we have. The faster we get this out, the sooner we start to change and get off the sinking fiat Titanic and onto the life raft, the less collateral damage there'll be. So please, trust but verify. Do your own research. This is not financial advice. It's freedom advice. Question everything with boldness, even the existence of God himself. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. I appreciate you coming to my TED Talk. We'll see you soon.